Hi, I'm John Pennington, head football coach at West Virginia State University. I'm excited to announce the launch of my first book, Small Wins Equal Big Gains. It's a goal-setting book about personal growth and how to stay on track to achieve your goals. And I've always been interested in goal setting, and really when it first kind of caught my eye, I was in middle school or getting ready to go into high school. And I'm not sure if it was my parents or a coach or somebody said, to write down your goals. So one day I pulled out a sheet of paper and I wrote down that I wanted to be a first-team All-State football player. I wanted to be the best player in the state of West Virginia in baseball. And I wanted to graduate and have a 3.0 GPA. So I wrote those down. I worked hard for 3 or 4 years. And when I looked up after graduation, and I read my goals again, I was a first-team All-State football player. I was graduated, had a 3.0 or better, and as a baseball player, I wasn't the player of the year in the state of West Virginia, but I was the player of the year in Kanawha County. And I thought, wow, this is incredible. All I have to do is write down my goals, and it's going to help me stay on track to achieve them. And I wonder if I'd have wrote down bigger things, if I'd have achieved them, and how can I use this to constantly get better. And so after high school, I was getting ready to go to college, and I thought maybe I should try this again, and this time write down something that's almost unbelievable, something that seems impossible to most people, and see if I can go and achieve it. So I wrote down that I wanted to play football for the Mountaineers for West Virginia University and catch a touchdown. And at the time I was not a heavily recruited high school player. I was a good player, but not any kind of Division I player. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm way too small probably to play Division I football, and I didn't even really get recruited to play on the team. I was led on the team as a favor to my high school coach who knew someone on the staff. So it was a very far-fetched dream for me. But I grew up watching the Mountaineers, and my dad took me to games as a kid, and something that I always wanted to do. So I wrote that goal down, and I started to set out to achieve it. The first year I went to West Virginia. My goal was to score a touchdown and for the Mountaineers. And first year I went there, caught 0 touchdowns. And was I a failure? Did I lose? And in my mind, absolutely not. The only way to fail was to quit. And so everything that was happening to me, I was learning and getting better and working to get to that end goal of catching a touchdown and helping our Mountaineers win football games. And ultimately that was the end goal. And so the second year, I learned from so many experiences that I got back to work. Like, all right, this is the year I can achieve my goal of catching a touchdown and being a leader with the Mountaineers and helping us win a championship. And so I worked hard and did everything the coaches told me to do. And then 2 years in, 0 touchdowns. So I had worked 2 years and not achieved my goal. And so once again, some people might say that was a failure. In my mind, I was just learning. Everything was a learning opportunity. I've never lost anything in my life. I've run out of time, but I've never lost because I never quit. I just kept learning in every situation. So year 3, I learned from every experience. I was doing everything the coaches told me to do and trying to build my body and my mind to get in that position to catch a touchdown. Well, finally in year 3, 1 touchdown. So it took me 3 years to achieve that goal of catching a touchdown for the Mountaineers. And so that once that happened, I thought, wow, this is incredible. I mean, I just achieved something that most people thought was impossible. I've really doubt that anyone thought that I was going to go to WVU and actually play and even catch a touchdown. And that's when goal setting really was like opening my eyes. And after college, I started using those same things to achieve different goals. Having a family, becoming a head football coach. I've got a PhD, and all those things were goals that I had written down and done everything I could possibly do to bring them into my life. And over the years, just working with different athletes, myself, and trying to develop a system that went along with what I was trying to do and make me more efficient and help me get to that point of achieving my goals. And so after over a decade of work, I boiled everything down into a system. And when I saw the stat 2 years ago that 92% of people that set New Year's resolutions fail them, I thought, wow, I'm doing this every day. I'm training athletes and helping them reach their goals, and I'm doing it with myself. I've got this system that works and could help people. So 2 years ago, I thought, well, I'm going to write a book about goal setting. It's something that I know, and it's something that I love to do. So that's what I did. I started to write this book, and want to use it to help anyone that's struggling to stay on track with their goals, or former athletes or current athletes, anyone that loves to have a coach. I mean, I have a PhD, but this book, it wasn't written as an academic book. It's written as a coaching session between me and you. And I love to coach. That's what I love to do. It's what I'm good at. And I want to be able to impact and positively change people's life for the better, as many people as I could. Not just the team I'm working with, but I already have this knowledge. Why not share it with as many people as possible and use it to help improve, my friends and family, or anyone that's just looking to make a positive change. So that's why I wrote the book. The book's just came out at the end of February, and I'm trying to get it out there just so I can help as many people as possible. And if you're someone that's looking to get better or looking for someone to coach them, that's exactly what I can do with this book. Is you read it, you apply the steps, it'll absolutely work for you. There's no magic formula really to discipline and having the discipline you need to achieve your goals. It's something that has to come from within. But there are tools you can use. There are barriers that get in your way that you can remove and to make it a little bit easier on yourself. And that's basically what I do. Is I try and trick myself into making sure I do the right things to achieve my goals. And that's what I share in this book. I'm going to show you the different problems with setting goals, and what the pitfalls that people fall into and why they fail those New Year's resolutions, and then how to attack those different ways that people fail. All the different tools that you can use, setting keystone habits, removing barriers or putting barriers in your way for things that stop you from achieving your goals. So there's a lot of different steps involved, and if you follow the steps in this book, you will achieve anything you want in your life. And that's what I do consistently with my life, and not achieving, I'm not a millionaire, but it is a goal of mine to be a head football coach in the town that I grew up in. And that's, for me, that's living the dream, and that's what I've been constantly working on. And what we do is we take your biggest goals and we break it down into small daily, weekly actions that turn into positive habits, that turn into routines that you can stick with, and over time those routines will turn into huge gains. And it's just like investing your money in the stock market. If you invest for a long enough time, eventually that money's going to build and build and build until years later, it turns into something that was much more than it started with. The same thing goes with your goals. You need to not focus on the end result. Start focusing on how can you create small wins to achieve those goals. If you want to lose 100 pounds, you can't focus on losing 100 pounds a day or trying to lose 10 pounds a day. What you have to do is create the habit of doing something to eat better, exercise more, and it can be the smallest thing. It could be walking up the stairs instead of taking the elevator, and you do that over a period of time. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, instead of doing that, you take the stairs to go up, and then you come back down and you do it again, and you do it twice, and then you do that for a couple weeks, and then you build from that, and you start walking 10 minutes a day, and you build on these habits. And that's what this whole system is about: creating those small wins, making it a habit, and then building on them consistently over time until you achieve what you want. And just like I said before, that you cannot fail. If you don't quit, you'll never fail. And if you stay on track, then you use this system, it'll keep you taking the right steps to where you need to go. And you can't just write out your goals on New Year's and expect it to happen at the end of the year, you wake up and you're a millionaire. That's not how it works. You have to be systematic about it. You have to stay on track. You have to look at your goals daily and grade yourself daily. And Zig Ziglar said, motivation is like bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. And that's exactly what we do in this system. Is you're going to write out those small wins, and you're going to track them every single day. At least 5 or 6 days a week. And that way, you know exactly if you're doing the right things that you need to do to stay on track. And that's what I'm all about. That's what I love to do. Finally got a break here with football, with signing day being over, and wanted to take the time in this before spring practice starts and get this book out there, people that want to read it and make some positive changes in their lives. So if this book is for you, get it, read it, let me know how it's positively impacted your life, and I'd be excited to know how I've helped you and how I can coach you and make you better. All right, God bless and thank you.